In the bustling city of Stockholm, nestled along a busy street, there was a small cafe run by Richard, a hard-working man who poured his heart and soul into his business. The cafe provided enough to cover the daily expenses for Richard and his young daughter, who worked alongside him. Though life was modest and savings were scarce, they managed to get by. Not far from the cafe, a young orphan named David, barely 5 years old, wandered the streets begging for food. David's life was steeped in sorrow. He and his mother, who suffered from chronic health issues, relied on the kindness of strangers to survive. Tragically, her health failed, leaving David alone in the world. Despite his dire circumstances, David held on to one dream: to study and change his life. But hunger was a constant companion. One day, he wandered aimlessly through the streets, starving and weak, desperately seeking help. He stumbled into Richard's cafe, begging for food. Without hesitation, Richard offered the boy some bread and milk. David's eyes sparkled with gratitude as he devoured the meal. However, Richard's daughter was less pleased. She couldn't help but worry about their precarious financial situation and wondered if they could afford such generosity. A quiet tension settled in the cafe. Life moved on, and one day a young man passing through the busy street noticed David begging. After hearing the boy's story, the man offered to take David under his care and provide him with an education. Overjoyed, David accepted the offer and left the streets behind. Years went by. Richard's cafe continued to serve its loyal customers, but the strain of running the business took its toll on his health. Richard grew older and weaker, while life marched on for everyone around him. One day, while working in the cafe, Richard collapsed from exhaustion. His daughter rushed to his side in panic, calling for help. She quickly took him to the hospital, where he was admitted to critical care. The doctors informed Richard's daughter that an expensive surgery was necessary to save his life. She gathered all their savings, but it wasn't enough. Overwhelmed with sorrow, she didn't know where to turn. The next day, Richard's daughter came to the hospital. A smiling nurse said, "Your father's surgery went well." Surprised, she held her pouch of money tightly. Through the ICU window, she saw her father resting. When she asked who paid, the nurse said, "The doctor did. He'll meet you soon." She felt relieved, but also curious. When the doctor arrived, Richard's daughter offered him the little money she had scraped together, but he refused. "Your father has already paid me," he said with a warm smile. The doctor introduced himself. "My name is David." Tears welled up in her eyes as she realized the profound impact of her father's generosity. The circle of kindness had come full circle, proving that even the smallest acts of compassion could create ripples that changed lives. If this story inspired you, share it with others and save this video as a reminder to always keep pushing forward.